In this video, we're going to break down exactly how to use volume profile inside Optimus Futures Web to understand where the market is trading, where value is building, and how to avoid getting trapped in bad locations. We'll cover what volume profile actually shows and what it is, how the auction process creates value, the key components you need to know like POC and value area, and then the difference between balanced and imbalanced profiles. So first, let's start out by defining what volume profile is. Typically, when we discuss volume, I think the most common assumption of that is that it's volume based on time. So this is a 1-minute chart. Volume is measured every single minute on the chart as time goes on. Volume profile is volume measured against price. So there does still need to be a starting point and an end point. For this example, I'm just doing hourly volume profiles. So it's measuring volume traded at each price level from, I think the starting point is 9:30 or 9:31 going until 10:30. So it's every hour. Volume is measured against price. Now, the reason this is important is because the futures markets are an auction, meaning that buyers and sellers are completing transactions between each other, and the market is constantly seeking for price where both sides agree. Typically, those levels or areas are called value, so the market is finding fair value. When the market typically finds value, that is said that it's in balance. So a balanced distribution would be something like this. We have the majority of the volume traded right in the middle. The POC is just slightly higher than 50%. And we have low volume traded up here and low volume traded down here. That means that buyers and sellers agreed on price in this particular area more often than not. Now, when we look at a volume profile, there are a few elements of this that are important to know. So the first is this, where it goes from white to yellow. This is the value area high. And then this down here is the value area low. So this means that 70% of the volume in this range from this start point to this end point traded in this area. The remaining 30% traded either on top or on bottom, evenly distributed. But that's what this is 70% of the traded volume and then 30% on the tails. The middle here with the red bar is the point of control, and this is the price that the most contracts traded throughout this time. So this is a balanced curve. Now, if we go to a different volume profile, let's take this one. We can see that there's high volume nodes here, a low volume node, another low volume node, and then a high volume node here. So what this is telling us is that when price broke out of these highs at around 66.88, price started to move up. And as price came to this level, there was a lot of volume traded between this point here at 67.02 and 66.96. So a lot of transactions happened during this time. And for a short period of time, buyers and sellers agreed on value in this area. So if a lot of transactions are being made in a certain area, we might be able to hypothesize that, okay, there might be sellers getting short here, or there might be buyers at the bottom of this getting long on this pullback. But when it goes out of value on the next leg up, we can see here that not much volume traded here, not a lot of volume traded here. There was some transactions during this time, but then we had the most value at the top of this. So this is an imbalanced volume profile because it's leaning to one side, in this case, the top. Now, the reason this is important is because if we are speculative traders and we're trying to develop a thesis, we can start using these value areas as potential cues to make a decision in the market. So we can see here that when price moved up, there was value here, between here, and the market came down to dip into that previous value area before continuing up. So as the market pushed up, it was consolidating here near the highs, and then it made another push up. This would be another imbalanced volume profile because it's heavier up here than it is down here. There's a tail down here. And then as time goes on, the market starts to develop more value in this area. So there's a lot of contracts traded between 67.26 and 67.18. Then we have the 67.20, 67.26. The market pushes down a little bit, and we can see here that on this volume profile, as the market pushed down, it came back up to retest the value area low. And the reason that that happens sometimes is because if the market said there's value here, everybody agrees, and this is the low end of that value, if people bought during this time expecting another leg up, and let's say they're long and they continue to hold it and they're looking for an exit, they're going to want to mitigate at the best price possible. So they might wait until this retracement. So then they would turn into sellers and possibly attract speculative sellers to the downside. But price is retesting the previous value low. Price makes another move down. Here's the value area. So value is typically agreed in this area. It's a little lower on this one. And then the market comes back up, and I would say relatively normal, balanced curve on this last one. When the market pushed down after reaching new highs, it came down and it took out the previous POC from this volume profile and also this volume profile. So these two volume profiles had a POC that was fairly close, which means the majority of the contracts traded right at these two prices. Price came down to test it. And when it came down, there wasn't a lot of volume that was traded. So potentially that can tell you that this was rejection. It was short-term price discovery to the downside to see if these other value areas would be accepted again. Some traders like to trade back into a range or a value area because if we have a value area here, and price starts to come down, sometimes the expectation is that price will test the bottom of the previous value area. And that's really when long-term buyers might step in. Long-term buyers and big buyers, they tend to not, in my opinion, step in until price is fairly discounted. And again, we talked about what's the fair market value. Yes, the market is intended to deliver prices that the market agrees on, but occasionally, as you've seen, it will go out of value. And that's when, if people are, speculating long, they'll start to take those prices. And in this case, it stepped out of value here, tested these prices, and there wasn't a lot of selling activity. It happened quick, not a lot of volume, and then came right back into the value area. So that's why we look at volume profiles and value area to get a better sense of what the market is doing and why it is potentially doing that, to come up with better trade ideas. So to recap, we've gone over what volume profile is, and that is volume measured against price as well as time, but the majority, or the histogram that you're going to get, is based on price over a period of time. We've gone over a balanced profile like this one, where the majority of the volume is traded in the middle. And we've gone over a profile that is imbalanced, meaning that the majority of the volume is leaning to one side or the other. In this case, price was moving up, and the majority of the volume on this profile was traded near the top. And then there's another high volume node here. We did touch on high and low volume nodes, but we can go into that in more detail. When you're looking at a volume profile, If it's, let's say, not balanced, like this one or this one up here, and it's imbalanced, instead of looking at the POC, which is still relevant, we can look at the high volume nodes. So if we wanted to specify the middle of this high volume node, maybe something like that, that would be a high volume node. And then these are low volume nodes, meaning when price moved through those levels, there was not a lot of volume traded in that area. Lastly, in order to access this, you're going to come to your drawing tools and type in fixed range volume profile. Click on it and you can add it to a favorite here. So what you're going to do is just click a starting point and then an end point, and we'll go from 630 to 730. So at the open, we can see that price moved up, came down, and then moved back up, and that's where it established the POC. If you wanted to break these, you could go on a half-hour basis, and then control and drag is copy. So now we have two volume profiles lasting 30 minutes each, and then we can see a little bit more detail where when we opened, we moved up here, wasn't a lot of volume up here, came back down, and then that's when we started to establish value at higher prices. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and join us next time for going over levels in Optimus Web and how to plan trades. And be sure to check us out at demo.optimusfutures.com to try this out for free.